EV technology isn't new. Mainstream models have been available for close to 15 years now. But unless you have real hands-on experience with EVs, the realities of keeping them charged or what it costs to build and maintain the required infrastructure are probably unclear. I'm Josh Green, the CEO and founder of Inspiration Mobility. I started this company to accelerate the electrification of commercial transportation in North America, and charging is arguably the most important and least understood requirement. In this video, I'm going to cover the basics of EV charging and infrastructure and show why getting charging right isn't as complicated or as costly as you may think. When evaluating the viability of EVs in a fleet setting, there are many benefits to be excited about, including the lower total cost of ownership, increased safety and driver satisfaction, and of course, a lower carbon footprint. But charging can be intimidating. Let's start with the basics. The first thing to understand about charging is that there are 3 levels or speeds available. Level 1, often referred to as trickle charging, uses a standard 120-volt household outlet. At this speed, it can take multiple days to charge a vehicle to 100%, depending on the size of the battery. This is the cheapest solution for those who don't put many miles on their car, but is largely impractical and irrelevant for fleets, even in an emergency situation. Moving up to level 2 requires a 240-volt outlet, similar to a dryer outlet or RV hookup. The speed of level 2 charging varies, typically from a low of 6 kilowatts up to 18 kilowatts, allowing pretty much every light-duty vehicle to fully charge overnight. Though it varies by building, level 2 charging is generally affordable and fast to deploy, making it the ideal solution for vehicles that return to company depots or an employee home at the end of the shift. Level 3 charging, commonly referred to as DC fast charging or DCFC, is the fastest way to charge an EV. With 400 to 1,000 volt power feeding the system, EVs can charge in minutes instead of hours. Installation and maintenance of level 3 chargers is significantly more complex and costly than level 2 chargers, but their utility is higher too, enabling fleets to charge multiple vehicles in the same space rather than matching one level 2 charger with each EV. It's worth noting here that most plug-in hybrids are unable to use level 3 chargers, something to keep in mind if you have a mixed fleet, which includes EVs and plug-in hybrids. Charging speed is a critical element of any fleet electrification planning, but interoperability is also important. The easiest way to explain interoperability is like plug types for cell phones. Apple iPhones used to exclusively use the Lightning connector, with Android devices sticking to USB. You couldn't share a cable between devices unless you had an adapter, which didn't always work. In a fleet context, ensuring the EVs you select will easily and reliably work with the primary charging solution for those vehicles is certainly something to keep in mind. But the increasing proliferation of affordable and reliable charging adapters can make the CCS NACS decision largely irrelevant. Just avoid CHAdeMO if you can help it. Let's talk about the most important question fleets face when going electric. What's the best way to charge your fleet? While I'll go through a few suggestions in the remaining minutes of this update, the truth is that, when determining the optimal charging solution, the details matter. The more locations, asset types, and duty cycles in your fleet, the more complex the answer. Here at Inspiration, we say every fleet is a snowflake. The right mix of charging solutions for your fleet may well require engaging with an expert. When evaluating charging options, the first step we recommend all fleets take is identifying those vehicles and duty cycles for which an overnight level 2 charge would suffice. In most cases, fleets we work with are surprised by how many of their vehicles can fully satisfy their operational requirements with an overnight once-a-day charge. For those mostly light-duty vehicles where an overnight L2 charge is sufficient, we then recommend looking at 3 potential charging locations: at home, at depot, and off-site. For take-home vehicles, installing level 2 chargers at your employees' homes can be the fastest and most affordable option, though doing this on your own can sometimes be a logistical nightmare. There are installation quotes to manage, hardware compatibility checks to make, and the biggest challenge, reimbursing employees for the fuel coming from their utility meter. The easiest way to do this is with a partner who offers home charging as a service, an all-in-one solution that will save you time, resources, and frankly, your sanity. In depot charging, this typically involves installing level 2 chargers at a company worksite. Drivers will return with their work vehicles and plug them into charge after the workday. The viability, ease, and cost of this option varies widely by location, depending on things like power availability, property footprint, and local incentives. Lastly, for those vehicles where neither at-home nor depot charging is viable, we help fleets implement creative strategies like basing company EVs at a nearby third-party facility with available level 2 chargers and parking overnight. Now, when considering those vehicles or duty cycles that require faster level 3 charging, it's usually worthwhile to again look at both on-site, at the company premise, and off-site options. On-site installation of L3 chargers can be time-consuming and expensive, and some properties simply won't be able to get the power upgrades needed. In these cases, your vehicles are probably a good fit for off-site, purpose-built, commercial-grade charging hubs being built across the country. In fact, we here at Inspiration open and operate these multi-fleet charging depots with many benefits for fleets. This is a new charging model for businesses that have excess space and want to earn revenue by opening spare capacity to other fleets or the public. Parking spots are wide enough to accommodate larger EVs, and the system is designed to minimize downtime, getting vehicles back on the road quickly. This model provides fleets lower energy costs while eliminating the expense of setting up a depot at your workplace. It's a great way to increase your charging capacity without the high upfront costs. With the right electrification partner, EV charging doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. In fact, Inspiration offers fully financed charging-as-a-service solutions for both Level 2 and Level 3 that eliminate your upfront cost when you sign up for a pay-as-you-go fueling contract. It's like we put a fuel pump on your property. Your charging plan will look different than another organization, and that's okay. Designing and adopting a customized solution tailored to each vehicle and use case is the best way to ensure you reap the full benefits of electrifying your fleet. And that's it for this video. Check out the link in the description for a free EV opportunity assessment, and if you're in California, we can also provide a complimentary ACF risk assessment. Subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and leave a like if you found this video helpful.